Magicae Maxima, the power spell.
Ooh, let's do this one.
Magicae Maxima makes a witch all-powerful.
But what exactly does all-powerful mean? What does it do apart from ripping our hearts out?
Winnie? The wind! Stealing my fingers?
What's up, guys? It's Casey Zolman, aka the Fourth Sanderson Sister, coming at you with another Hocus Pocus theory video. In today's video, I'm breaking down what I think the all-powerful means in Magicae Maxima, since we didn't really see it in action, and the added drawbacks to this spell. So, we're supposed to follow that the Magicae Maxima, the power spell, grants the user but we don't really see what that entails. It reads, when you look at the spell, it reads, Magicae Maxima, a protective spell to charge thine magic. No curse nor hex shall stand in thine way, for thou shalt be all-powerful. This description of the spell shows it is more of a, protection spell, and the last part can actually be looked at two different ways. One way is that it prevents the user from being affected by someone's magic. No curse nor hex shall stand in thine way. The second way is that it provides the user with all knowledge of magic. All knowledge of all magic. So learning is no longer a hindrance. You'll be perfect from the get-go. No curse nor hex should stand in thine way. I believe the power spell really refers to the latter, and I'll get to why in just a second. In my theory on why Book really betrayed Winifred, which if you haven't watched that, you can by clicking on this thing right here. I said he went into a dormant state after Mother Witch used the power spell. Why did he do that? Because she then possessed all the knowledge of every spell in his pages. So, she had everything memorized, and he became useless to her. All-powerful in this case means all-knowing. It's clear that the spell boosts your physical power level for sure, as we saw with Winifred's lightning bolts becoming a barrage, and, of course, the sudden development of lightning slinging in Mary and Sarah. It's a power enhancer and an all-knowing spell for sure, providing the user with greater strength and knowledge of all magic. Yes, I keep saying all magic. If no curse nor hex would stand in your way, of course you would know about the light magic as well as the dark stuff. You would then have the ability to become a wielder of both types of magic, if that's what your ambition tells you to do. You could be the perfect gray caster. But, let's be real. Let's just be honest. If you used the power spell, there is no way on earth you're looking at being a gray caster. You'd be using dark magic to take care of your enemies and, I guess, take over the world? But wielders of the Magicae Maxima can still be affected by another caster's magic. That's why I don't think it prevents you from being affected by somebody else's stuff, because when Becca, even though it was like shooting a pop gun at a brick wall, managed to zap Winifred a couple of times, she felt it. So she can be affected by someone else's magic, even when the Magicae Maxima is in use. It wasn't done, but I really think that wouldn't fit the description, because, you're gonna still be affected by magic, by someone else's magic. You're not gonna be impervious to it, but you probably have more of a stamina against it, is what I'm trying to say here. Hey guys, Editing Casey here. As I was reviewing the footage, I finally was able to, put together what I wanted to say there. A good example of Winifred being affected by somebody else's magic, not just the little lightning bolt that barely tickled her. If the Magicae Maxima prevented you from being, affected by somebody else's magic, by other spells, the spell for reuniting wouldn't have worked on her. She would have been stuck. So, clearly, she can be affected by somebody else's magic. Magicae Maxima does not make you impervious to someone else's spells. You do just have a little bit more stamina against it, but I think light magic is still going to have a little bit more effect on you than dark magic is, just given the fact that spell for uniting did, in fact, work on Winifred, and it didn't just fizzle out. So, just popping in to say that because I was finally able to articulate it.
Okay, you got it? All right, we're going to move ahead. Sorry to slow you down.
So this spell isn't as perfect as Mother and Winifred believed it to be. In fact, upon looking a little further, there's some drawbacks to it. And no, I'm not just talking about that.
Oh no! Oh, Winnie, please don't forget us.
The first limitation of this spell is seen in the prologue. You can live forever, sure, but only look young and ravishing if the user keeps on sucking the life force out of kids. So you still have to retain your youth unless you don't mind looking your age. This explains why she was after the baby Sandersons in the woods before discovering they were witches. Odds are the witch who casts the power spell is already pretty vain and won't care to keep brewing the life potion to keep her youth. So you do get to live forever, but you gotta keep consuming those 10 cc's of children's souls or lose your looks. There's also a seemingly throwaway gesture that Mother Witch demonstrates, giving us another clue to the spell's ticks.
This is a very sacred space for witches. We come here to charge our magic, to make us stronger, more powerful.
Magicae Maxima can run out of juice. It says in the spell's attributes that it is a protective spell to charge your magic. So if you're not continually charging it at regular intervals, you can run out. So you definitely need to settle your living situation near a natural magic spring like Salem's Altar. How crappy would that be if you forgot to charge your powers once? You lose the people you love the most, and the entire world forget to visit your altar or natural spring or whatever once! And you run out of that superpowered magic that you paid a very heavy price for. My God, think of how Winifred would have felt if she remained alive, then forgot to charge her magic and lost Sarah and Mary for nothing. Whoo! Where's that what-if universe? Man! Another limitation to the spell is that bigger spells, like the spell for reuniting, can only be done with a coven.
Only a witch and her coven can manifest what is written.
Yes, the Magicae Maxima can make you stronger and give you all the knowledge, but you still need to have a coven for certain spells to work properly, or at least that's what's hinted at. So when it comes to spells that involve the chant, the Ichita Capita Melica Mystica, it's probably safe to say you might not be able to use those, unless the Magicae Maxima overrides the need for the chant, which doesn't really make a lot of sense considering Winifred had to have the new kids do the spell for her. But it could also pertain to spells that would reverse the sacrificial part of the power spell's requirement. If the user could use the spell for reuniting by themselves, then what would Magicae Maxima have to gain from this? Basically, I think it eradicates all hope of fixing your mistake, so you're stuck with your decision. So you might be able to use some of those bigger spells, but a lot of them are going to be off limits, and it's the one thing you're going to want to use, so you're stuck with what you did. Even Mother said that anyone who used it was doomed, and what she meant was doomed to a life of loneliness. Now, let me look at one specific line in the spell. I sacrifice my love tonight. We know that's taken as giving up the thing you love the most, but the generalization of the term love could actually be important for after that sacrifice is made. Mother disappeared at some point after raising the baby Sandersons. We know that for sure. We only see her as a bird after that. Only as a bird, never as her. What if the reason we only see her in bird form in the modern era is because she got her love, the ability to love, back? Magicae Maxima could have a secret punishment for you if you start loving again. I think it's possible that, well, you'll be able to turn into an animal at this point. Shape-shifting will be a new thing. I think it's possible you turn into whatever animal you take the form of when you shapeshift if you fall in love with something or someone new. In her case, it was the baby Sandersons. For the power spell to work, you have to sacrifice your love. The thing you love the most is just the tip of the iceberg, guys. You have to completely give up your love for the power. So that means absolutely no bonds. You're not making any new friends. You can't even have a familiar that you care about. You're alone forever, wandering from place to place to keep yourself young and pretty by sucking out the souls of kids. Magicae Maxima, at the heart, while it does grant you all these things, Magicae Maxima is a curse. It is not just a power spell, it's a curse. Mother was right that the witch who uses it is doomed. The only reason she's still trying to do things is because she didn't reach her ultimate goal yet, which was taking over Salem. If you achieve your immortality and your end goal that you need the power spell for, you've got to figure out what the heck you're going to do with yourself after that. There's no need to learn anymore, so discovering new magic, that's out the window. You've subjugated your enemies, so you've achieved your main goal. What do you have left to live for? Ultimate power can only bring you so much happiness when you have no one to share it with. And if you don't want to lose your power, you can't find anyone to share it with. It is a curse. The Magicae Maxima, yes, it's all powerful. It gives you all the knowledge of magic, both light and dark. But you have so many limitations on what you can do with it. Yes, you can reach your ultimate goal. Yes, you can live forever. Yes, you can subjugate your enemies. Yes, you can use all the dark magic you want and it's not a problem. But you are cut off from basically your humanity at that point because you can't share anything with anybody. You have to keep unaliving kids to, stay young and pretty. Well, who are you staying young and pretty for? You can't impress anybody. It is a curse. At the heart of it, Magicae Maxima, the all-powerful, means all knowledgeable, but it also means all alone. It means all alone for the rest of your days. Your greed will get you nowhere if you use the Magicae Maxima. And we saw that demonstrated when Winifred lost Mary and Sarah. And had she stayed alive, she would have gone down that downward spiral to the point where, what was she going to do with herself? So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on what the Magicae Maxima is exactly. You've got your all-powerful all-knowledge, but you got your drawbacks too. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. It's free. It helps me, and what helps me helps you guys get more great theories like this. I'm going to be honest, this one was eluding me for a while. It's kind of just a hodgepodge of things. It's not like a concise theory because we're breaking down a spell. We're breaking down a spell. We got to talk about it in all of its essentials. So that's what the Magicae Maxima is. I was having a rough week, and my brain didn't want to brain. It hasn't been braining for a while. This script has been in the works for at least 2 weeks, and scriptwriter Casey has just been on vacation, and it's been fine. But I really wanted to do this video because Magicae Maxima, it's just such an enigma, and I think I got to the heart of it. So, again, if you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, hit that bell. I'll be back on Saturday night with more Black Flame Gaming here on the channel. We'll be continuing Pokemon Soul Silver Randomized Edition, Sarah Sanderson's Let's Play, which is going alright! But that's because we haven't gone into the gym we're going into first thing yet. I don't want to go in there. I don't want to fight Sabrina again. Last time we were in there, bad things happened. I don't want to fight Sabrina, but we have to fight Sabrina. It's not going to be fun. But tune in for the chaos! So it's going to be great. Tune in. Next month is coming fast, so we'll be getting another episode of the podcast out next month, but it's going to be up on Hocus Pocus Guide's channel. If you're a regular on this channel, please remember to drop a like and share your thoughts on the Magicae Maxima and what it means down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Casey Zolman, aka the Fort Sanderson Sister, and I'll see you witches and wizards later.
I am